Not everything an agent does is on demand. Some jobs run on a schedule. A status note every morning, a sync every few minutes, a report at midnight. mAIvn turns any agent into a scheduled job with 3 ways to set the cadence: every for a fixed interval, cron for a cron expression, and at for a single moment in time. Let's put one on a timer. The shape is simple. You take an agent, pick a cadence, every, cron, or at, and call invoke. Instead of running once, you get back a scheduled job, a live handle to a job that fires on its own, in the background, on the schedule you set. You can add jitter, so a fleet of jobs doesn't all hammer the same second, a max runs, to stop after a set number of fires, and a retry policy, to back off and try again if a fire fails. One thing to keep in mind: that job runs in your process. We'll come back to what that means. Here's the build. We take our status writer agent and call every with it of 12 seconds. We add jitter, plus or minus 2 seconds, so fires spread out. Max runs is 3, so it stops on its own. And a retry, up to 3 attempts, exponential backoff. We call invoke, and instead of a single response, we get a scheduled job. Then we wire callbacks to it, on fire when each run starts, on success when it finishes, on error if it has to retry. The job is a live object you can inspect and steer. Next runs tells you exactly when the upcoming fires will land. Is done flips true once max runs is reached, and stop shuts it down cleanly. Drain lets in-flight runs finish first. Same handle whether you scheduled with every, cron, or at. Now, the important caveat: this job lives in a background thread inside this process. When the process exits, the schedule stops with it. Great for a worker or a long-running service, but it is not a hosted cron that survives a reboot. For always on, run it inside something that stays up. Let's run it. First, mAIvn prints the next 3 fire times, 12 seconds apart. Then it waits. And there's the first fire, right on schedule, with its jitter offset shown, and it completes in a few seconds. 12 seconds later, the second, a different jitter, plus or minus a couple of seconds. And the third. Then max runs kicks in, 3 fires, 3 successes, 0 failures, and the job stops itself. A recurring agent in a dozen lines. 2 things to remember. First, pick the cadence that fits. Every for intervals, cron for calendar-style rules, at for a one-off. And lean on jitter and retry to make a fleet of jobs well-behaved under load. Second, remember where it runs. In your process, not on mAIvn servers. The schedule is only as alive as the program holding it. So, for production, host it in a service that stays up. To recap, every, cron, and at schedule an agent to fire on a cadence, returning a scheduled job you can inspect, hook callbacks to, and stop, with jitter, max runs, and retry to keep it robust. Just remember it runs in your process. Next up, model directives, steering which model tier an agent uses and when. See you there.